Hello, this is Dr. Amba. It is April 17th, day 6 of our, actually, let's see, yes, and then tomorrow is the 7th day on the 18th, and then we finally will be at the 19th, which is every 19th at noon. We are asking people to go for a walk for world peace, inner peace, rippling out to world peace every month on the 19th at noon, wherever you are. This is the first one, April 19th, 2025, and we're going to be in the Golden Gate Park, the Young Museum. Meet us there between 11:30 and 12 noon in San Francisco, Saturday, April 19th. If you're interested to walk, dance, and sing with us for world peace, Kelsey is speaking tomorrow, Kelsey Elizabeth Myers, and she'll be walking with me in person in San Francisco. We're both Bay Area girls, and we would love to have you join us to walk for peace, to dance for peace. And one of the things that helps me have inner peace is singing. So there's Paris behind me. I sang 9 years in Europe. Not a lot in Paris, actually. However, the cover of my CD, I am on the Eiffel Tower. It's Miss Henry Sings Angel Eyes. And that, believe it or not, was recorded in 2000, so 25 years ago. And one song was recorded in 1993, which was Body and Soul with Calder Spanier, a great late saxophone player who was from Canada, who actually um, lived in the Bay Area for a short while at the end of his life. And I'm so grateful that we were playing together in Europe and that we got to record some music. Wonderful, wonderful person. And I am coming on a little early today because, hello, one of our speakers. I'm just going to pin myself because I'm doing my recording. She's going to talk in a moment because I have grandkids today, and one of them is getting to sleep, and one of them probably will not go to sleep by the time it's 12 o'clock noon here. So we're going to start at noon with the speakers. And so what I was mentioning was singing being a self-care tool, something with medical qigong, we make the sounds for the different organs like HAA for anxiety, nervousness, expectations not met. I always say that's the spousal healing sound. If you have expectations not met ever or with yourself, there's also the healing sound for high blood pressure. So if you have low blood pressure, it's contraindicated. You wouldn't do too much of that sound. I do it with my grandkids and say, relax. It's funny to hear the ones in the back seat when we're driving, the 3-year-old and the 1-year-old trying to go, that's so cute. And so the healing sounds, yes, for organs. And I've talked about that a few times. Whoa, for the liver and frustration, impatience, or shri for the liver. The lungs, sadness, grief, shame, or guilt is shong, shong. Or you can do sh. Different healing sounds work for different people. These are the ones I like. dong, D as in dog, dong for the spleen, worry, and overthinking. Dong. And we do not do a sound for the kidneys, because I often say kidneys are the battery belt. So we don't do a sound. Maybe we'll imagine a gray smoke, carrying with it fear and loneliness. These uncomfortable emotions all are acquired emotions of these organs, the 5 organs. We're not born with them. We're born with virtues. Kidneys, it's self-confidence and a strength and wisdom. Liver, it's compassion, kindness, and patience, rather than anger, frustration, impatience. So if you're patient with people and you're compassionate and kind, most of the time you will not get angry with people because you can be compassionate to where they're coming from, right? And then heart, we're born with joy, tranquility, and order, and a healthy joy, not a manic joy, but joy, tranquility, order. I say order is the one I'm always, up until now, I don't want to say always, always, but often working on order because I move around working, and we just moved from Wisconsin to California again. So I have some stuff in storage. When I'm looking for things, I'm like, Where is that? Because the order here in this house with four grandkids and our families all together is a little bit sometimes chaotic. And then um, trust, openness, sincerity is for the spleen, the earth element. We're born with trust that everything's going to be okay. We're born with open to everything. I say open to the lessons to grow and evolve with. So trust, openness, sincerity. We're sincere in what we're doing. And then lungs is the metal element. It is, like I said, when it's out of balance, the acquired emotions, we're not born with them. They come, are sadness, grief, sometimes shame or guilt. And sadness is different than depression. Depression is more heart or despair when it gets past what is we consider sadness or grief. Um, and you're born with in the lungs courage, integrity, dignity. So all the medical qigong protocols and the way I work with clients with prescription exercises and meditation is based in this noticing where we are, how we feel at any given moment, and just noticing it and, nourishing those organs or those systems. The five phases, really, they are elements as well, but they're phases going through a system of sort of balances and checks. And the sound, that vibration, when we do healing sounds, each of the organs have a different speed, takes different amount of time to regenerate. The liver, for example, the cells have a different time span for their healing properties. So when we do the high pitch to low pitch sounding, like ah, it is relaxing. It is nice to do the whoa. It's relaxing as well to make that sound high pitch to low. But I usually have people do it high pitch to low because the tone, some people are not sensitive to feel where does that vibrate in my liver when I'm doing whoa. For me, it can be a bit lower. Whoa, that pitch if you're singing. Whoa, I feel the vibration and I can literally pull out the frustration if I'm having it, or mostly it's impatient. Touching this wood table, get that wood element. But it's noticing how you feel and being able to uh, make the sounds that help you feel grounded and feel back to alignment of who you really are. And that singing for me, when I lived in Europe for 9 years, I was singing. That gave me a lot of self-confidence because people would say, yeah, you're a great singer, yada yada yada. I got treated really well, and it it became something for me as a way to feel value for myself. And I think that when we have self-love and inner peace, that comes from the root of self-love, which is the root of self-care, which our doctor of self-care is here today, who's going to be speaking later. And it's really important to do what helps you feel empowered and important and you loving yourself. And I mentioned another day about being your best friend. And it sounds, if you're from how old you are, depending on how old you are, you might remember a book called I'm Okay, You're Okay. There's a lot of older books that are so valid still today that, you know, loving yourself is such a practice, and feeling the value of yourself and feeling and knowing how sacred and divine you are, as is everyone, helps us have so much more peace in everything we do. It's the root of all healing work. And for singing in a group, if you are in a choir, or if you are in a place that likes to celebrate singing, go for it. If you're not a big singer, you can still hum that vibration, even if it's not specifically to an organ. It can help us. Or happy birthday to you, or the ABCs, whatever. A little humming. If you're not a singer, people don't have to hear it, but that vibration gets the tissues moving and gets something happening in your brain, in the left and right side of your hemispheres, crossing the brain bridge, the corpus callosum. And all of that is helping remind you that you're sacred, that you have value, and finding what it is that gives you joy, that makes you feel, if you're not feeling how valuable you are, if you're not feeling that you have special gifts, this is a great opportunity to watch all these recordings and learn tools to have self love, to come to that inner peace state. I had mentioned holding your thumbs, gently letting them hang, imagining you have roots growing down. This is a Taoist mudra for earth element, really helps you ground. And, doing the healing sounds and singing or doing what makes you feel good and positive. And even if you don't have a practice of artwork, I encourage you to get some colors and just color a little bit while you're thinking about the things you want to bring into your life, while you're thinking about emotions maybe you want to express. And on our first day, Polka Dot Powerhouse sister Odelia Elgarat had talked about writing letters to your emotions. I thought was great. So find what works for you. And I am so grateful. I'm gonna go ahead and let the speakers introduce themselves. And I wanted to thank you again for coming for the Yes Piece walk, dance, sing. And I hope wherever you are on Saturday, you can go outside at noon, your time in the world, and walk, dance, or sing for world peace, even for 5 minutes. Okay, I'm going to pause there.
Well, hello, friends. I am Dr. Melissa, aka my self-care doc. I'm your friendly neighborhood body shame smashing self-love and self-care expert. I'm located in Petaluma, California, and I just love that we are getting together to share some tools for self-care and for self-love, for peace. That just makes my heart so happy. And Dr. Amba, I'm so happy that you were sharing about sounds because today the tool that I want to share with you is ear massage. So it fits in so beautifully. Our ears are so wonderful and they don't get enough attention. And really special thing about the ears in Chinese medicine, all of the meridians, they have points associated with them in the ears. You can access the entire body on the ears. There's over 250 points on the ears. Now, in my practice, I both live in person here in Petaluma and online. I teach folks how to do this on Zoom. I use a modality called ear seeds, and I love my ear seeds. As you can see, mine have a little bit of bling on them because I'm a little bit extra. But today we're going to just be using tools that we all have, which are our fingers. So, first, I want everyone to just take a beautiful deep breath in, settle in, and we're going to just walk you through a little routine, and then I'll tell you a little bit about what we did. So, our first stroke is going to be to rub the outer edges of the ear. And I just sort of like to rub between my fingers here. You can do one side, you can do both side at the same time, just sort of warming up, placing, starting at the top, placing the ear between the forefinger and thumb. We're just rubbing back and forth to stimulate the nerve endings and increase blood flow to the area, just warming up the area, making you feel more alert and awake. And you can use this anytime you feel a little sleepy, a little bit down. Uh, this helps to perk you right back up because that ridge just really helps with chi circulation. So use that to as much as you would like. The second stroke that I would like to show you is pulling. And here we're going to start at the lobe. And we're placing the ear between the thumb and forefinger, and you're just going to gently hold. And we're going to pull down, and then we're going to pull out. And then slide through your fingers until it's all the way released. Oh, that feels so good. I have to do that again. The part behind your ear feels really good. and it accesses the triple burner meridian, which is so important for our endocrine system. And if you work your way around the ear, just pulling and working behind the ear, of course, and in front of the ear, and just giving a nice little pull, this helps to reduce cortisol output, which we all need a little bit more of, right? So after you've had your fill of pulling on the ear, we want to go into actually massaging the ear. So I like to use a technique where I put my index finger behind my ear to stabilize and balance it. And then I'll move my thumb around and just, I like to use circular motions. You can stroke or circular, whatever you like to do, but keeping that index finger still. And then once you've done that, then keep the thumb still on the front and work the back with your index finger. Now, it might help to imagine, especially if you don't have any earrings in, that you're rubbing on a piercing hole. That's a really wonderful spot for the jaw and to help to relax this whole neck jaw area. I really, really love that one. You can also pinch the ear, and I've found that if you pinch on the fleshy part of the lobe, it really, really helps with some wonderful relaxation. The stomach channel passes through here, upper palate passes through here, and the endocrine system is right on the inside of this antitragus. So it's a really great way to get to all of those beautiful points that can help. Now, since you've been doing this for a few minutes now, you may notice that your ears are starting to get a little bit warm. And that's awesome because that is our chi movement. We are warming it up. And then that means that we're ready for our last two moves, which are really fun. I love this one. So, once again, we're going to grab our earlobes and we're going to turn them around in a circle and rotation of the ears. Now, I don't know about you, but this always makes the back of my head feel really good because it loosens up all of that connective tissue back there and it just feels wonderful. And then finally, how I like to end my little ear massage sessions, and this will take you 5 minutes top, and you can very easily plug it into your day, is to just fold the ear in half and back. And that helps us to access, so folding it all the way in half and back, that helps us to access the apex of the ear, which in Chinese medicine has to do with inflammation. And we all know that inflammation is the root cause of so much of our ailments. It exacerbates stress and it just makes our lives a whole lot more complicated. So, if we can help to keep our systemic inflammation down, we can have a much more peaceful and wonderful day. Now, what are we doing? What are we actually accessing from a Western standpoint when we're working on the ear? Well, one of the things we're doing is we're stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system and the vagus nerve, which is one of my very favorite things to talk about. Now, the vagus nerve, if you're not familiar with it, it's one of the cranial nerves, of which there are 12 of them. And if you think about stress as a gas pedal, parasympathetic nervous system, or what the vagus nerve controls, is the brakes. So it helps to regulate the bodily functions and bring us back to rest and digest out of fight or flight. So by utilizing our ears, not only can we hear our beautiful medical sounds that Dr. Amba has so wonderfully shared with us, we can also use our ears to help calm us down and bring us our own peace. So I would love to teach you more about the ears and how amazing they are. But that is all I have for you today.
Thank you so much. And as you can see her name, Dr. Melissa, that is her website, My Self Care Doc. So please
Yes.
reach out to my dot sister. She's a polka dot powerhouse member like me. And check that company out as well. Wonderful group of women. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Eva. I think it's so fun how we were serendipitously aligned with what we were sharing today.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Saskia. I am originally from the Netherlands, but I live in Bolivia. I really love adventure, so I traveled a lot and I lived many adventures. And I think about 15 years ago or so, I started like to make the shift from all the outdoor life and outdoor adventures and outdoor achievements to go in. And I started my spiritual journey and my own healing journey. And I discovered there was a lot of things that were unhealed inside of me. And I really like then to share a little bit about this topic that we were sharing about finding inner peace and self-love. And I am also I also want to share like a body technique today. We did the sound and we did the ears, and I would like to share some tapping. And for me, the tapping has really made a difference in my healing journey, because I did a lot of different healing modalities, but they did not take the body into consideration. And a lot of fears are stored in the body, and it is not something that you can logically with your mind talk yourself out to, because the body is in fear and you have the fear response. Even there's no really reason to be in fear. So when you start to work with the body and to tap on those points, and that for me, tapping, what it basically is doing is to help the body feel safe in this present moment. So the more your body can relax, the safer you can feel, the more you find that inner peace. And also it can help you to heal even deeper things that, for me, for example, that didn't feel safe enough to be felt or to go through. So that it really helps you to feel safe. So I don't want to do more talking. I just want to start tapping. If you're not familiar with tapping, you can just tap along. And if you're familiar with tapping, you can also just tap along. So I will just say some phrases and you can repeat after me. And the main focus then for this tapping will be to help the body feel safe and to help the body relax, to help the body anchor in this present moment. So let's say, even though I have not always felt safe in my life, in this moment, my body is safe. And it is safe for my body to relax. Even though there have been situations where I didn't know what to do, in this moment, there is nothing that I need to do. It is safe for me to relax. It is safe for my body to relax. Even though sometimes my mind gets really active and trying to find a solution, I'm open to the possibility that the solutions will come when I'm at peace, when I'm relaxed. Good, John, this is nice. It means you're releasing, wonderful. And I allow my body to relax a little bit more. top of the head. There's nothing I need to do. Well, we go to the top of the head with the tapping. Good job. Eyebrow points. I simply allow myself to be here now. Next to the eyes. It is safe for me to be here now. Under the eyes. In this moment, everything is okay. Under the nose. In this moment, all is well. Under the mouth. In this moment, my body is safe. Collarbone points. Any ideas that I may have been holding on to? Under the arms. About how things should look. Under the chest. About what should be happening. Great job. Keep yawning. Yeah, it's wonderful. It means you're releasing. Wrist points. It's safe to start letting them go now. Top of the head. It is safe to release the tension. Eyebrow points. It is safe to release the worry. Next to the eyes. Anything that I've been holding on to. Under the eyes. It is safe to let it go now. Under the nose. In this moment, I am safe. Under the mouth. It is safe for my body to relax. Collarbone points. It is safe for my body to open up and let go. it is safe for me to be here now. Wonderful. So you can stop tapping and you can put your hands on your heart. And I want to give a special thanks for Monika, because you are demonstrating beautifully how this works. Yeah, this is what works. Like, we start to tap on the points of the body and the body starts to release those things. Yeah, so it's not like you cannot release it with your mind, but the body is somehow holding on to fears or to worries, and you start to tap on those points and the body starts to feel safe. And then the body starts to feel safe to release that. And the more you do that, you start to feel safer. It's easy to be in the present moment. It's easy to make loving choices. So it's a really beautiful tool. So thank you so much for participating today. I hope it was helpful.
Thank you. How can you tell us your best website or Facebook you prefer people to reach out to you through?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. I am a Saskia Fokkink. I think my name is appearing, and my Facebook page is Saskia Life Coach.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. My pleasure. Nice to connect, and thank you for this invitation.
Yeah, thank you. People can also do. I just wanted to add, for people who have never tapped before, it is a great way to, like she said, to access emotions or feelings or things that are in our physical tissues, in our body, that even though people don't always understand physics, emotions are energy. So they can be in the meridians we have. So tapping uses acupuncture points that we're doing tapping on. So what we're doing is we're accessing these points with the intention. So we say with medical qigong always intention, attention, imagination, sensation. So as she's saying those phrases, connect with her if this resonates with you, because it's a wonderful modality. And she also does other things, Saskia. However, these emotions, once they are out, it's really good to put the intention that they go somewhere. So releasing from the physical tissues. Now, ideally, we don't want them to be around our house or around us. So one thing you can do is put the intention, like a sword finger, as we say, you point at the ground and make a large clockwise circle. If you're below the equator, counterclockwise circle. And the intention is the energy goes into the earth to get recycled and transmuted for your personal development or spiritual growth. You can also put the intention, like the energy is going out and it's being released and it's going into nature to be absorbed. However, with physics, we say energy can be transmuted into something else or can be moved somewhere else. But just being gone and disappearing isn't possible without an intention. So when we're releasing energy, then it's great to have an idea what you're doing with it. Where is it going? Releasing to the earth, or if you have a higher power, surrendering it, having it transmuted by source or the divine, putting that intention is great as well. So I am so grateful, and I wanted to introduce this other polka dot powerhouse sister. I have to say that we're got a lot of polka dots, and I'm going to introduce you, Saskia, to some polka dots if you're interested for the worldwide group. But for now, just a moment, I have another.
What a gift to be here. My name is Monika Nielson. I'm your closet therapist. So I love how we've moved from sound to ears, and Saskia just did touch. And I'm all about the words that we say when we talk to ourselves. We love reading mindset books, and we live for a podcast, right? We love a good podcast, and we are encouraged by speakers that tell us every day that the words we say when we talk to ourselves can really change, the course of our day or our business or our life. And yet every single morning, most women stand in their closet and say, no, 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 no. We are digging through our stuff and we are saying, no, 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 no. Now, we all know enough about our subconscious to realize that it doesn't matter if it's like no, this doesn't fit, or no, this has a stain on it, or no, I can't wear this for work. It really doesn't matter. It's your brain is hearing no, 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 no. So as you're standing naked in your closet, the most vulnerable space in your house, telling yourself no, 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 no all the time, that's where we get a lot of guilt in our closet. That's where we get some shame. We stand in front of clothing that is for a life we don't live, or a body that we might be a little bit frustrated with right now. And we just say, you know what? Forget it. It's good enough. And you grab these pieces and you put them on at the same time you're saying, it's good enough. It's good enough. And how you start your day is usually how you will live your day, or you're working so hard just to get back to zero, right? We start in the morning, we're like, no, 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 no. And then we've got dogs under feet, or kids that are yelling, or, husbands that can't find their keys, whatever it is. And we're like, no, 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 no. And we have to work so hard to get back to zero. So it's no wonder that we're tired, and we just say good enough. And then your whole day is good enough. And the guy that cuts you off in traffic is just a little bit that more annoying, and you're a little bit saltier at work, and your kids are driving you just a little bit more crazy. And it's really because how we started. So really, my magical space is in your closet so that you can be surrounded by beautiful things that fit you for the life that you live and the body that you have. And I think that a few little tweaks and walking people through what it is that how they're buying, like why they shop the way they shop, why they purge what they purge. I say I'm a first generational purger, so I understand why we keep the things that we keep. And I also am a very strong believer in that cherished items aren't clutter. And I think that your favorite college sweatshirt is your favorite for a reason. It's because you've lived your life in these things and they make you happy. And I think over the last 10 years, a lot of women have been bulldozed into just get rid of it, just get rid of it. And which I believe causes multiple challenges. So it seems silly, but it really is creating a space for you to get ready quickly. And usually my biggest tips are what stresses you out the most. So if getting Zoom ready like this is stressful, then pull out 5 or 6 things so you know you can go straight to it. You know it fits, you know it looks good on you, it's a great color, and that's where you go. Or if it's work or whatever it is, we've been so conditioned by Pinterest and home shows, and that everything has to be aesthetic and this light to dark, and you're digging. And what I always teach is that the more you dig, then the more chances of you saying no. So sometimes it can be just a little tweak of closet setups. But because I'm the closet therapist, what we're really digging into is who you are today. And why do you keep longing to fit into the pants of yesteryear? Why can we celebrate all these areas of growth? Like we're smarter and we're stronger and we're more spiritually grounded. And yet most women say, if I could only fit back into that pair of jeans. So just really giving you permission to release who that is, because I got to say, you'll never convince me otherwise. The more that we cram ourselves into things that are ill-fitting, and then we're doing this, right? We're futzing around with our shirt and we're pulling on it, and our pants are a little bit too tight, and we're looking down. And guess what? You're missing the whole entire world that's in front of you. You're missing all the opportunities that are crossing your path, all the ways that you can serve your community or your clients or your family, all the people that you're supposed to talk to, because you're too busy looking down. Guess what? We can fix that. We can just buy another pair of pants. It seems so simple, but the power of a piece of cloth can be used for good or evil, right? Isn't that Superman? Superman talks about, all the Marvel characters are using their powers for good, not evil. And we can do that with these pieces of cloth. So I just encourage you, what you say when you talk to yourself, especially when you're in your closet, right? A towel is on your head and you've got your bathrobe on, and you've got to be so, so, so careful with that sweet part of you that is looking for a way to show up in the world. And you can fix it on the backside with some tweaks. So that is my biggest piece of encouragement, that it matters. It matters. When you feel good, you do good, really. So You can find me, on Facebook at Monika Nielson. I'm also on Instagram at Style Closet Coach. That's also my website is Style Closet Coach. I have a really neat What's Your Closet Personality, because to go a little bit deeper, a lot of purgers, really good purgers, aren't really good shoppers. And we continue to waste time and money buying the exact same thing that we just got rid of 6 months ago. So let's figure out how you work in the world, and then we can kind of solve these problems. Maybe you're an overwhelmed accumulator. That's completely different than the person who's a frustrated seeker. So I invite you to take the quiz, figure out who you are. Let's chat about it. It matters. It really matters.
I have
Oh, I can't hear you.
babies. I have babies sleeping here.
Oh,
So I am thanking you. And did you put your website? Did you say the contact?
I did.
Okay,
Yes.
great.
Thank you.
Thank you.